So we're gonna rest up, see how many die I get back. Ooh, my character is starving. Against the skeletal ring of the station fills your mind. It sparks with glittering lights, like stars reflected in winter's tale. It is clear, crisper than before. The threads still pull, but you remain in place, flickering in the flow. Between the threads, you see bright shapes, caches of shimmering light beneath transparent crystal forms. You follow the path of the thread across the ring, through these forms, then leaping off into the void. You begin to understand them, or understand. These are nodes and connections, a map of information, of communication. There are so many layers and so many loops that it is almost impossible to parse, but you begin to try. Focus on the threads or the nodes? Let's focus on the threads. There are more threads than you can count. You can choose one that passes nearby and approach it. As you inspect it, you understand why you instinctively chose the word thread when you first saw them. They are not single lines, but rough, fuzzy things, woven from data strings of all kinds. The threads and nodes, passages and puzzle boxes, one leads to another. There is so much here, so many answers, so many questions. All you need to do is follow the paths and open the boxes. You look across this ghost landscape and exchange and see an opportunity. But then, that insistent tugging again, pulling at you. You look down again and see two lines, two threads pulling in different directions, as if they were tied around you. Let's grab the first. The first thread leads out away from the station into the inky black. Someone out there is tracking you, hunting you, following the thread to you. They are in a ship, and the ship is approaching ever closer with each cycle. Okay, let's take a look at the second. The second thread leads in, pulling deeper into the station. Your gaze follows it, and this time you see something, a sphere shimmering above a strange angular body. A pulse shoots out from it, passing over you like a torch beam, testing you, tasting you. You open your eyes. Time is short. So, looks like I'm being hunted. Someone out there is tracking you, following your trail. It won't be long before they arrive. Okay, let's go ahead and leave the container. Tutorial, the cloud. Something has changed inside you. You can now access the data cloud of the Eye, a network of decaying protocols and data caches. While there, you can use dice and items to access systems and extract data. But be careful, these networks are old and strange. Click the I button at the top of the screen to toggle this view on and off. Okay, so here's the I button, and here are nodes. Let's click on one and see what it does. Okay. Data actions allow you to extract data from the networks of the Eye. They work like dice actions, but in order to unlock them, you must match the dice to the one displayed on the right of the action. If you have a +1 or +2 modifier in the interface skill, you'll be given more possible dice to match. You can use any dice that matches the dice displayed. Once unlocked, the data can be extracted. So this requires a 2. I don't have a 2. So let's go ahead and leave. This one requires... What is this? Let's just put a dice there. See what happens. Nothing. Oh, input 1 Havenger cipher. Havenage cipher. Slot Havenage cipher. This gate keeps traffic out of the Havenage shipyard's internal network. The correct cipher can grant you access. Okay. So that seems to need a key of some sort. This requires 2. This requires 1. I do have 1. Key node 0831. A lone connection feeds into this isolated node. It last access timestamp is 1,000 cycles ago. Let's go ahead and drop a die in here and see what happens. Bypass. So we're gonna go ahead and bypass and extract data. Neutral outcome, 1 encrypted key. I don't know what that did. So it looks like we could put another 1 die over here, but we'll worry about that later. This one requires a 2. This one requires a Solheim cipher. This one requires 3. This one requires a 2. There's a lot of nodes here. This one requires another 1. And this one requires another 1 also. Okay. So I have an encrypted key. I don't know what to do with these yet, but I'm sure a node will pop up where I can use it. So let's turn off the eye and get some food first, since my character is starving. So food was right here. It's going to cost 15 cryo per food. And there's a progress meter over here for unlocking a little bit more of the story. So it looks like I need to eat food twice to get a full bar. And food twice to get Fungus Fan, this quest done. This clock finished. Amphis doesn't trust people easily, but he notices his regular customers in his own quiet way. Okay. I want to build up cryo a little bit. Oh, okay, there's another meter up here. So this is my skill dialogue. And it looks like with each skill, there is more ability to it. So let's go ahead and just take a look at this real quickly, since it looks like we can upgrade later. Engineer, works with machines and physical tools. Efficient extractor, chance to gain random scrap item on engineer actions. And then the 2 upgrade, level 2 of this, is self-repair. Use scrap components at home to repair 2 condition. Interface, work with digital interfaces. Transfer intercept, chance to gain cryo on interface action. Icebreaker, agent, nodes give double data rewards. Endure, use strength or strength of will. Photosynthetic skin, sunbait, dice action allows energy recovery at home. Hard to kill, keep 2 dice even when condition is breaking. Intuit, approach problems with awareness. Predictive reasoning, dice actions display potential positive and negative outcomes. Instant karma, reroll all your dice once per cycle. Engage, approach a problem head on. Thrill seeker, chance to gain energy after any engage action. Obsessive haggler, all cryo actions are discounted by 20%. Okay, so I can't do anything with this right now, so we'll come back and take a look at that. I really want to pay off. I need some cryo. So let's go ahead and head back to Dragos' yard and just try to make some money. Oh, just 1 second. Let me see what my bonus is as interface. So go back to Dragos' yard. And I have okay, so it tells me my skills right here. So let's go ahead and put this into whole dissection. Got 15 cryo for that. And we'll put this over here. And it won't let me put it in there. Oh, okay. So I finished back in business. But I'm not any closer to clearing my debt. Or clearing up Dragos' debt. Let's go ahead and leave. And let's kind of take a look around, I guess. So, over here they have clocks. It shows me the clocks that I can achieve. So this sourcing stabilizer. Sabine thinks they can source some stabilizer through yet again, but it's going to take a few cycles. Okay, so we just gotta leave that be for a bit. Let's go to Dock B2. That doesn't look like I can do anything there. Or here either. Okay. More dialogue. You arrive in a buzz of activity at the yard. Red blinking lights flash across a vast dark shape, suspended below the dome. They flicker across scorched hull plates and bent structures, spilling from holes in twisted shape. The cutter is huge and has been torn apart in some violent encounter. She's a beauty, isn't she? Dragos stands to the side, focused on hulking ship as it's lowered into the yard. She is. What is it? Looks ugly to me. What is it? Dragos laughs. That, my friend, is A-grade scrap. I should thank you. This place was on its last legs when you turned up, and now look at this. The ship descends slowly, its interior visible through multiple hull breaches. You struggle to gather some of the same enthusiasm as Dragos for this monstrous craft. You can't help but think of what came of its crew. What happened? Stay silent. What happened? What do you mean? He glances at you. I managed to convince our salvager friend to give me it on credit. That's what happened. No, what happened to the ship? Credit? What happened to the ship? Not my concern, he shrugs. The ship creaks like a calving iceberg as it reaches the base of the yard. Dragos is visibly excited. I know I said you shouldn't stick around, but I'm going to need some help with this one. The drones start to crawl over the hulk, their lights illuminating flashes of dented hull. Watching, you wonder if you arrived in a similar fashion, locked inside that container. The wreck of the Essen Arp freighter lowered into the yard like a corpse ready to be butchered. Or was the container delivered to Dragos on its own? A womb for your rebirth into this strange station. You shudder. Perhaps if you could learn something about the ship, you might be able to trace the path that led you to this yard. Dragos squeezes your shoulder. After these past cycles, I think we are up to it. What do you think? You see the fading name of the ship emblazoned on its side. Winter Light. Let's do it, stay silent. Let's do this. He claps you on the back. Glad to hear it. Come back in a few and we can make a start. A real beauty, Dragos repeats, perhaps just to himself. You could take one last look at the shattered ship as the drones start cutting, and then slips out of the yard, feeling suddenly cold in the empty passage. So we got an upgrade point, apparently, and a +1 to drive. Tutorial, character and upgrades. You've completed your first drive. Each drive completed unlocks an upgrade point to spend on upgrading your character. Access your character menu via the arrow at the bottom button at the top right of the screen. So let's go over. We already took a look at this earlier. So I'm going to stay silent just one moment, review the skill points, and figure out which one I want to use. So just give me a second, guys. Thank you. So here's my train of thought. Intuit, out. I don't need predictive dice. I don't see the reason for predicting actions right now and re-rolling my dice. Whatever I get is just what I get. I want this. Use scrap components at home to repair tune condition. I don't know. I know this condition is very valuable, but I don't know the extent of the repairing of condition right now. And keep 2 dice even when condition is breaking sounds pretty valuable too, since I don't know how condition works in this game just yet. This discount seems pretty nice too, but I don't know how much stuff I need to purchase just yet either. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a point in this, get rid of this -1 at least. Okay, so my endure should be even right now. Let's go back to Dragos' yard. And so we have more cycles, more clocks. So forensic troll. Investigating the Winter's Light means picking through its systems and structures with care. It won't pay, but you might find some answers. Winter Light. The wrecked cutter Dragos has finally brought in salvage from history. Discover if you're curious. Cutter salvage. Ship breaking is tougher than slicing up blue salvage, but Dragos happy to pay you a fixed wage if you're up for it. Yard clearance. History or no, this ship is salvage. As Dragos always says, break it down and move on. Dragos his nerve. Dragos seems increasingly nervous about your presence in the yard. You're not sure if he's going to hold his nerve much longer. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. So I want some money. So we're going to put that right there and get some cryo, possibly. So I got 16 cryo for that. I'm out of dice, so that looks like it's it for me for the day. Let's go ahead and back to the empty container and rest up. And cycle. We're going to have another dream sequence. No, that seems to be it. Okay, so sleeping seems to take 2/5 of your hunger meter. My die rolls are really good this time. Okay, so looking at this menu right here at this clock, it looks like I have about 8 cycles until the person who's hunting me gets here. So about 7 more cycles. So I gotta prepare for some danger. Okay, so more dialogue. As you close up, a voice echoes down the corridor towards you. Sleeper, wait up. Turn. Bang is coming down the corridor towards you, a wonky grin on his face. Hey, glad I caught you. Do I know you? Walk away. Do I know you? He grins. You do now. He puts his hand on your arm. I've seen you hanging around. Just want to chat. You staying in that thing? He nods back at the container, shaking his head. Rough, it can be hard to get a start on the eye. He looks away down the passage. What was it old Erland said? The eye opens for us all. Nice idea, but, well, not always very practical. He glances back at you. We do our best, but it isn't easy. We or Erland? Erland. You pass together in the main walkway. No one has told you about Erland. He's the founder of this place. That's why it bears his name. Heavenage should organize some seminars. He laughs. Not really my department, though. I'm with systems. Havenage? Think of us as an administrative association for the eye. Depending on who you talk to, we either emerge as response to or continuation of Andre Erland's original union. He smiles. Personally, I avoid the topic. He stops you in the quiet passage. Look, that's not what I'm here to discuss. I've been seeing some unusual network activity and, well, I know a little bit about you sleepers. I have a small proposition for you. He glances around, but, well, this is not the place for it. I have an office just across the way. Give me a cycle or 2 to prepare, then, when you are settled by, he lowers his voice and gives you a dark look. In truth, I need you. If what they say is true about you sleepers, well, there's work to be done. He pats you on the back, his voice bright and his dark look suddenly gone. Stay clean, sleeper. He walks off down the passage, raising a hand in farewell. Okay, strange encounter, but nice to meet you. So let's go ahead and take a look at what quests we kind of have. I'm going to try to keep my food meter as full as possible at all times. So we're going to pay him cryo, start action, and getting no emphasis is a kind of a story. So we're going to get the Noah. That's kind of our one of our goals.